Jungle quilt buzzer, if you want to call it. So just a buzzer. It is basically using sunburst materials. So lining up this hook a wee bit better. Now, the fly I'm going to be tying is this one here. You see the sunburst one, there's a couple of variants there, but it's the sunburst version I'm going to be tying. Now, the one in the middle is a quilled body with the jungle quilt, the orange jungle quilt, and then there's the all orange one, which are very good. And another variant you could use the same, if you imagine what I'm going to be tying just now, but with a hackle in front, then it's like a cruncher. These are a nice style, they're good flies to tie anyway. Now the hook I'm using is a Kamasan, it's a B160 size 8. It's a short shank, which is equivalent to a 10, but the gape's equivalent to a size 8. Thread I'm going to be using is the UTC thread in black, and 70, which is the fine one. I'm going to run the thread down and basically stop just before the barb. I'll go back a turn there, and then remove the base piece. Tail, I'm just going to use some dyed black hen fibres from a hackle, just from the hackle. Just a few fibres, just bring them 90 degrees from the stem. This is just a Chinese feather. Now the body, full length of the body is the tail length. Now I'm doing a couple of turns, but to catch it in the way down, not so much, not in the way up, because you want to add to the taper of the fly. At this point, just make sure it's sitting on the top. That's fine. Trim away the excess, because you want the full length of the body. Now this is a sunburst dyed peacock eye, and I've stripped the fine herl away from the quill itself, and then I've tore it off from the feather, just making sure there's none left. Then when you catch it in at the base bit, down the bottom, and work the thread up, using the thread like just a fine floss. You want it 2/3 of the way up, round about there, that should be okay. Now you can either rib the black the body here, or you can have come up and touch and turns with the quill, and that's what I'm going to do. And you'll see the colour really well. Just work your way up to this point here. Cross your thread, and then take your thread all the way up, and with the base piece of the quill, and then break it off once you reach the eye. Now at this point I'll just build up the thorax, take it all the way down, all the way back up, again all the way down again, and then come back up, halfway back down, back up, and that should give you some sort of taper in the thorax. And then finish 3 or 4 times. Trim away your thread. Now that's a good midge pattern in itself without the jungle quilt. So if you varnish this up, it's excellent and a good pattern. Now I'm just going to moisten the tail a wee bit just to give you an idea. That there adds to the taper of the fly and adds a tiny bit of movement, so it's a good style, but certainly worth dyeing. Now I've got 2 jungle quilt eyes dyed sunburst here. Now what I'm going to do is remove the eye from it. Just cut away the feather at the bottom. Just come in and trim this away. And then you've got it on my finger. Then what I'm going to do is add some bug bond to the side. Well, I'm going to do your side first. This is a light bug bond, just a wee drop. And then get my dubbing needle, and I moisten the end, touch the eye. Moisten it a bit better than that. Oops. I can do this all day and it works fine, but there you go. That's it on the needle. Just offer it to the side. Now, I'm not doing too well just now, so I'm just going to place it, and that's the advantage the bug bond, you can place it. And once you're happy, set the resin. And that's you. And get your other eye for, obviously, my side. Remove the feather. Moisten the end of your needle once you've got bug bond on the side. You only need a wee drop. You moisten the needle, touch it, it should stick to it like it did there. Touch it on the side. Make sure they're a bit right. At this point you can still move it around, and I almost want it slightly higher. It's better. And once you're happy, just set it. Then what I'm going to do is put a couple of coats of the bug bond on. 2 very fine coats, don't overdo it. And build up the body. And so we drop on the top. So all we need is a wee drop. And then using your dubbing needle, just move it around. Now you don't want it on your tail. You just don't want to stiffen it up. Not waste your fly totally, but it'll not look good. Once you're happy, come in and set the resin. Now the torch I'm using is a Pro torch. Sets much, to me, 10 times better than the old torch. Takes a single AA battery. And it's got a single bulb, which is very intense and sets the resin really quick. And then I'm going to redrop more again, just to finish it off. What I'm doing here is just adding a slight taper into the body. All the way around. You see, it makes a great body. Once you're happy, and the eye's clear, make sure the eye's clear. Nothing worse than filling the eye up and then setting it, because you'll never get it out. I mean, I've done it 2 or 3 times and you'll be as well starting again. Anyway, there you go. And that's your jungle cock quilled buzzer with a tail. Done in the sunburst colours. And there we go. Now a fine coat of varnish, a very fine coat of varnish over the top of that, and that's what I like to do. And you'll find it's fine, it sounds like that. There you go. And there's the other variants, as I said. Basically you can see the sunburst, the quilled, and the orange. And this is a good partner. There's a good style to have in your box, something a wee bit different. And with the straight hook you can actually work these flies, you can pull them a bit. The curved hook's not so good for pulling, it's more for hanging and letting the fish take it. But if you want to pull, use the 175 or the 160 or 170, depending on what you want. And you'll be able to actually work the flies and get the fish to come to it. So I hope you enjoyed that. And that's your jungle cock-eyed quilled buzzer.